This is Margie, and we're gonna see some good. So this is something brand new, and it's really important to me right now. There's so many bad things, scary things, unknown things out in the world, and I don't know about you, but I need to focus more on some of the good things that are out there. And there are so many of them, you guys. I see the stories every day through FarmHer, you know, women doing different things in agriculture. All of the farmers are out there still working. The ranchers are still working. They're working their butts off to get that food grown, and those supply chains are trying to stay connected and in control to get it to our plates. And I see it, and I know it, and I know you guys are all out there doing good. So if you want to share your good story, you can send it to us at info@farmher.com. Send a picture, send a video, send a write-up. We'll get it on here because I want everybody to see the good. So I'm going to start with a post that I saw this morning from Bailey Mason, who is of Mason Family Farms. And just so you know, my mother was a Mason, and so Bailey and her father are generations. Her father's my cousin, and they're generations of the Mason Family Farm, and Bailey is a FarmHer, and she has been making masks, you guys. She has been making masks and masks and masks. And I saw this morning she made 350 masks to give away for free in her community, which is in north central Iowa near Webster City. And I think that's awesome. And I loved the post from her mom this morning. Okay, Bailey, you got the masks made. You're gonna give them out today to everybody. And now it's time to get to the field. So I love that, and I bet they're out there right now working on planting. Next up, a smile goes so far, you guys. I have found that when I actually look up and make eye contact with people and smile when I'm in public places, it can change everybody's mood, mine, theirs, anyone around us. And so I want to tell you about Carmen Ketron. And Carmen is a FarmHer that we visited in Charleston, South Carolina. She is like this bubble of energy, you guys. Like, she is radiating happiness. I can't even describe. It was like a horribly hot day when we were there, and it was really hard to be happy, but anytime you looked at Carmen, you were happy. She's got this huge smile on her face. She works with the community around her. She works at the Medical University of South Carolina, and it's right there in the heart of Charleston. People can come and help grow food. They can come harvest food. They do good work. And anytime you're around Carmen, you're going to smile. I want you to watch her story because I know she's going to make you smile too. In the heart of Charleston, urban agriculture is nourishing the community with a lot of different varieties of vegetables.
The Malabar spinach is one of my favorite ones. This is really great because down here in the southeast, it's real, like the spinach that we know and love stops in March.
Okay.
We're done and out by March. It's just too hot.
Yeah.
But this one is a really great variety from the Indian subcontinent.
Okay.
And it grows all summer long. So you can have a really great dark leafy vegetable all year.
And just eat it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you got this. Ooh, I like it.
So it goes great in salads. Some people will stir fry it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the berries actually make this dark purple pigment that you can actually dye stuff with for paint.
This is like the little fresh burst that I needed to carry me through this hot afternoon. It tastes like spinach, but it's just a little fresh zing right here. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. But if you want, we can actually go check in on all the volunteers.
Okay. What are they working on?
We have a whole bunch of rain every year, and one of the biggest things that we're trying to do in our impervious surfaces is capture most of that rain. This is a really great way to do it with our rain barrel system. Comes off of the shed and goes into our reused pickle barrels. Today, we're going to paint and decorate them so that it has a really great Charleston feel.
It looks like those houses that I saw driving down the street.
Exactly. We're famous for our Rainbow Row, and so we're recreating it right here.
I love it.
Yeah.
How fun. And this is your reminder, because it's weird out there in the world. The few times that I've gone out since this all started, people aren't making eye contact. They're kind of scared, like they're nervous, you know, me too. And I just want to smile at somebody. So if you don't have a mask on and you can smile at somebody, do it. It could make their day, I just bet. So take that note from Carmen. Next up, we're gonna go to Jensen, who is somebody who I met through the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program. And one thing I know about Jim, even though I don't know him super well, is that he always wants people to smile. He's always trying to bring good. And Jim has a business called Trophies Plus, and they make all kinds of medals and trophies and awards for events, right? And their business has been hit really hard, as you can imagine, with all of the events going away. And he is working as hard as he can to keep his employees there and working. And so they came up with this idea where they are printing signs and they're putting them around the community, and it is making everybody smile, you guys. Just tell me you wouldn't smile when you drove by one of these signs, okay? They're so good. And Jim is donating all of the proceeds to the food banks in his area, which is such a necessity right now, as you've heard me talk about in other places with FarmHer. And so cheers to Jim for bringing smiles to your community. It's one of those things, you know what, even if you don't have a facility and employees to keep going, you can make a sign and put it in your window. You can make a sign and stick it up somewhere because sometimes those things just do make you smile. Okay, next up, Sherry Saylor. She is somebody that I met, a number of years ago. And from the minute I met her, and I met her over the phone, and the first time I met her, I knew I just love this lady. And I'll tell you what, from the get-go, she called me her friend. She has called me her friend since day one. I know she does it to other people too. Sherry has lots of friends. She is the head of the Women's Committee for the American Farm Bureau. She gives so much of her time to an organization that she believes so strongly in. She and her husband farm in Arizona in the desert. So there's some interesting videos that you can see on our YouTube channel that show about farming in the desert and water conservation. I think it's pretty interesting. But Sherry is also a guidance counselor for an elementary school in Buckeye, Arizona. And they have a very large population explosion over the last few decades. And they have a lot of kids who need a lot of help in Sherry's neck of the woods. And she gives a lot of her time and talent and love and comfort to those kids. And I just love it. So you're gonna love this story about Sherry. She's just absolutely awesome. And she not only gives her time and talent to the kids, but she also spreads the ag love. She reads books and she makes sure that they get to learn about agriculture in a school that really doesn't have a lot of kids who are super connected to agriculture.
Where do we get our hamburger and our steaks and all that from?
Farm.
From a farm. What kind of farm? Anybody? Yeah, it's a meat farm. Does anybody have another? We have a name that we call it. Anybody know? Yes. Meatloaf's good. A meatloaf farmer. I love meatloaf, by the way. I would love to have been a meatloaf farmer. You know, it's much easier to eat than those cotton plants that I've grown all my life, right? And the alfalfa that I grow now. Anybody heard of a cattle ranch? Everybody say cattle. Cattle, that's right. Cattle's another word for beef. So a cattle ranch is a beef farm, okay? And that's where we get our meat, our steaks and hamburger and all that wonderful stuff. And then, yeah, but thank you for asking. That's a good question because you didn't know that. That's good to know. And we have some beef and cattle ranches here in Arizona. Did you know that? But they're more up north. We have some feedlots where they actually feed the beef. I'll tell you, my farm, we grow alfalfa. Everybody say alfalfa. Alfalfa. And what that becomes is hay. So we just grow alfalfa. Now, in the past, we've grown cotton and wheat and barley, but now we just grow alfalfa. It kind of depends on your farm. Most of the cattle ranchers, they just raise beef. I love being a farmer because it's so special to be doing something that all of America needs to have every day. I love the fact that you can put a seed in the ground and watch it grow, and then you can harvest it, and it can go to help everybody, because does everybody need farmers in their life? Yeah, and that's why I love being a farmer, because it's a wonderful job that you're helping people. And it's been a great place too. The other reason I like being a farmer, it's been fun for my kids to grow up on a farm. You think it'd be fun to live on a farm? Yeah, it's really fun. We walk on our farm every weekend with my grandkids and get our dogs, and I just love seeing the beautiful country out there. But mostly I just love helping people. And that's why I'm a counselor too, by the way, because I think both of them are really fun. I get to help people here, and I get to help people out on the farm by producing something that they need every single day. Because we all need to wear clothes, right? Thank goodness. And we all need to eat food. So it's a great occupation for that.
So that's a pretty good one. And then the last one, we're going to take it up to Emmitsburg, Iowa, and a business called Deja Brew. Love that, right? And they have received some donations and have been giving out free coffee to law enforcement and healthcare workers. And Liz, who is the owner of Deja Brew, said that the hospital administration said that they hadn't seen that many smiles on people's faces in a few weeks. And so a little bit of kindness can go a long way. So whether you can give a little, give some time, give some thought, give some energy, there's a lot of good things out there in this world. And I bet you've got some part or piece of that. So there's what we're focusing on for today in See the Good.